Wala liok yal wig mi op mel nu yo ai mu yo da. Wala liok chi da ha dalia bo ne mo like chicken amina ha kweji na ai che mu di British Columbia Vancouver. Aha we je as la da di dis no ne skinu maugit na madigas wala de no ne ye du ko padu di someone minu aha mahmi geminu. As maner mo kat dalia bo ne mo kada. At last it go. That is hello in Micmac. The thing is, you know, we have a similar situation here, a similar setup, I should say, political setup, an Aboriginal setup of government. We have the, they call it Sante Mawiomi, or the Mi'kmaq Grand Council, and we also have what have been referred to as the Indian Act chiefs. That is, chiefs that are appointed through the Indian Act. No problem. Good that they're managing the affairs on the reserves, but the Grand Council, such as the Wet'suwet'en people have there, they call them the traditional leaders. It's a similar kind of thing here. We have an opportunity here in Nova Scotia to bring our chiefs of the 13 reserves and the Grand Council to come together and talk about things as some of the problems that they're having in BC. It's not always easy, of course not. The Grand Council and the chiefs, the 13 chiefs, have some pretty powerful discussions. Not always in agreement, but they do come to an agreement eventually. And that's exactly what could happen there. But I don't recall in the news, as of the past couple of weeks, us threatening the Parliament with native warriors, like they're doing with the RCMP. You can't solve anything like that. I mean, the more the police get involved, the more resentment arises. We don't want that. Nobody wants that. It's a lot of stress and nonsense. Besides, as I said, we know that this problem can be resolved. But as the previous speaker, I think it was Billy, Billy Goat. Billy might have said something to the effect that we must meet with the leaders, not the bureaucrats. We've dealt with the bureaucrats. I want to talk just a little bit. In 1749, there was a letter written by, or dictated by, a chief in Chapel Island. At that time, he was writing that, it was transcribed by a missionary priest by the name of Father Maillard. And Maillard transcribed it using the regular Latin alphabet, which is the same alphabet we use to write English. And this chief in Chapel Island was writing it to the man who used to stand here. Remember that guy? I don't mean Billy. What it could have been. But that would make him about 250 years old, so I don't think it's him. But the letter was written in 1749, and it was written entirely in the Mi'kmaq language. It was passed to me by Alec Denny, who was the previous president of the Union of Nova Scotia Indians. Alec said, "Can you make head or tail of this?" Well, you know, you go back 275 years, shall we say, and it's not easy to get through it. But I did get through it. It's only a page and a half, but it took me about 30 days, something like that, to do it. At that time, the letter was titled, in French, Déclaration de Guerre, Declaration of War, in 1749. I was quite surprised when I first saw the title, and I said, gee, I don't remember there ever been a war here. But when I managed to decipher that letter, it was not a declaration of war at all. It was, at that time, the chief in Chapel Island was asking for a meeting with Cornwallis. Let's sit down and talk about this, he was saying. We were a rich group before you people arrived, he said to Cornwallis. Now we have to ask you permission to hunt on our land. That was 1749. I cannot believe it's still going on. It's happening right now. Yeah. So, you know, let's not make the same mistakes. First of all, I appreciate the not only our people, but the non-natives who come here and support, who make it makes sense to non-native people to sit down and talk. We don't want another hassle. We don't want another Mercier Bridge problem that the Mohawks had. We don't want to go through all of that. So I would say that if those of you who pray, and those of you who write letters, and those of you who have an opportunity to write to politicians, and write to them and force them to sit down with those with the Wet'suwet'en people and the traditional council and resolve this issue. Cannot be done with our CMP. Cannot be done with any other. Cannot be done with sending an army. Of course, they can defeat us with guns, but it's the only way to do it is to sit down and talk. So I'm hoping that with this support, and I hope it reaches the ears of the Wet'suwet'en people, that we're here to support the possibility of sitting down at the table and resolving this. I mean, Trudeau is right, but he cannot be sending politicians on his behalf. He has to go. That's the thing. So that's what we're looking for. Thank you very much.
Make some noise for Bernie, y'all. All right, we're gonna get into a little bit more chanting. Keep us warm. I mean, it's pretty warm out already. We've been blessed with a beautiful day, but let's stay warm. We still have some more speakers, and then we'll be marching.